This year we have had less snowpack and less snowfall. A lot of rain, but less snowpack, so that means we're going to have less water to work with throughout the summer because that's our slow release water that we get. So there's a lot of concern throughout the entire state on water conservation and how to use less water but still have a beautiful yard and not let our plants die because they're not getting any water at all. One of the options we have here at Anderson Seed and Garden is called Hydretain, and the Hydretain is a natural product. You can apply it to turf, you can use it on flower beds, you can use it even on vegetables. It helps your soil absorb and retain moisture. So this is the granule form right here, and it comes in small 3-pound bags like this, but also comes in 15 and 40-pound bags. And this bag will cover about 1,000 square feet. So the 15-pound bags will cover 5,000 to 6,000 square feet. The large bags will cover about 15,000 square feet for the 40-pound bag. But what it does is it gets into your soil. It lasts for about 90 days. It helps the soil so it's more attractive to water. So it kind of changes the polarity of the soil. It absorbs and retains the moisture much longer than the soil would by itself. In fact, it can cut your water by up to 30 to 50%. And a product like Hydretain will last for about 90 days. And during that 90 days, every time you apply water, whenever it rains, it's going to pull that water down into the soil. It's going to hold it there and make it available to your plants in a much longer time frame than it would otherwise. So we've noticed with our own use at home, we can cut a full watering per week out of our lawn care program and still have lawn look exactly the same as it did before. So instead of watering, say, on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, we can go Mondays and Thursdays instead. So we can take one whole watering out, which is a 33% savings, and the lawn looks just as good as it did before. And so the Hydretain comes in a liquid form, so you can spray it on. This will cover about 5,000 square feet. You just hook it onto your hose, turn it on, and then as you adjust your spray, it'll apply the Hydretain. And once that gets into the soil, it'll do the same thing. It'll decrease your water by 30 to 50%. And so it's an amazing product. It'll last through the entire hot, dry part of the summer. It will make your watering more effective. It'll make it so your soil will absorb and hold the moisture a lot longer. And you'll be using 30 to 50% less water to do the exact same job. Like I said, you can use it on turf, you can use it on shrubs and trees, landscape, vegetable gardens, fruits, all kinds of different things. It's going to make your soil and your water just go a lot faster. There's a lot of different techniques we can do to try and conserve water. Usually what we'll recommend is make sure you water in the evenings or very early in the mornings, and that's when your water is going to be most effective, getting absorbed down into the soil, have less evaporation that way. We can also adjust our mowing and mow our grass as tall as you can, like move your mower blade up as high as it will go. And when you do that through the summertime, the grass is going to be a little longer, a little bit shaggier, but it's going to shade the soil so it holds the moisture longer, and your grass is going to be more resilient when it gets less water. So mow taller, let your grass grow as tall as possible. That will really help your grass resist the drought and drier conditions. So mow as tall as you can. Those are some really good options to try and conserve on water. So longer mowing, water not in the middle of the day, but in the evenings. And when it comes to watering, you want to water for longer periods of time, but less frequently. We want to push that so that you don't have to water as often each week. Try and push that another day out, but water for longer periods of time. So with a standard sprinkling system with, say, gear-driven sprinklers that move around, generally you're doing about 40 minutes per station. That applies about a half an inch of water. If we can do an inch of water per week throughout the summer, it's going to keep your lawn looking really good. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be looking really good. But do that in 2 applications. So if you can just do twice a week for that 40 minutes on those gear-driven or impact, Rainbird sprinklers. That's going to distribute the right amount of water, and then using a product like the Hydretain might even allow you to stretch that a little bit farther and keep your lawn and your landscape looking really great, especially when you're using 30 to 50% less water. So the granules are really forgiving. You can apply it and then water anytime afterwards. With the liquid, you have to apply it and then water immediately afterwards so it gets down into the soil. And Hydretain, an amazing product to help stretch your water a little bit farther, save you some money on water usage, and really conserve some water this year when we have a little bit less than normal.